Hi and welcome. In today's video, we're going to be discussing how to code with AI. I'm going to show you how it's possible for anybody without any coding experience and with the help of these large language models, otherwise known as AIs, are going to allow us to become coders. This is the future and this is where we are right now. So for this video, I'm going to be using ChatGPT, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a monthly budget app that we're going to be able to put our monthly expenses in as well as daily expenses. And then we're going to see how easy it is to create this. Now, of course, this is just one example. You may think of other examples that you can use, but for this video, we're just going to focus on the budgeting app. So I want you to sit back, enjoy. And if you're new to AI, then I think you're going to be extremely impressed with what is possible. And by the way, my name is Dr. Paul Toot, and this is AI Tips for All, where we help people learn how to use AI and incorporate it in their daily lives. Welcome. If this is your first time, and if you're a regular viewer, thank you for being here. Now let's get started. Okay, so here we are. We're going to start at the homepage of ChatGPT. And for you out there who may not know where this is, just go to chatgpt.com. If you don't have an account, you may need to sign up. There is a free version. They also have paid versions. With the free version, you can do a similar example that we're using right here. However, I'm going to be using the O1 mini model just because the new ChatGPT O1 is much better at coding and you get better results. But you can also do this with the ChatGPT 4.0 models as well. I have my prompt here that I'm going to put into ChatGPT. And the prompt is, I want you to create a web-based budgeting. I want to be able to track my daily, weekly, and monthly expenses. I do not know any code, so I will need you to walk me through the process. So once that's in, I'm going to press enter and let's see ChatGPT do its thing. With the O1 model, it actually thinks, and if you saw what it was doing, it was thinking for a few seconds there about what it is it wants us to do. Now it's actually writing the code for us. So here it is creating the code in real time. And when it's all done, it will give us instructions as to what to do. I think you got to be really impressed when you see the results of this. It's still writing code. So here we are. ChatGPT is finished. It gave us the information and it gave us planning for your budget app, tells us what to do, choosing the right tools, setting up your budget development environment. Now, I don't want to use any other tools. I just want to use the web. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in a text prompt telling it I only want to be able to use an HTML file for this project. I only want to use an HTML web-based app. And I'm going to press enter and we'll see what it does. It's thinking, streamlining, and here it is. So it wrote the code. It wants me to use VS Code, but I don't want to use VS Code. I'm going to tell it I don't want to use any additional products. I just want to use a web browser. So here we are. I'm putting in, I don't want to use any additional products. I just want to use a web browser. And I'm going to send that message to ChatGPT. So it thought for 6 seconds, and I'm going to put this up. It thought for 6 seconds and is creating the step-by-step guide. All right, here we are. This is a much simpler code than it was. Obviously, if we had used VS Code and we did a JSON code and we did the CSS coding, that would have been a more robust, more complex, but I want to show you the simplicity of the app. That's my whole goal. So I'm going to copy this code. It gave us the code here. And I'm going to copy this code. And usually what we do with these simple codes is we just have to open up our notepad, place the code in notepad, name the code .html, whatever we want to call it, but have a .html extension to the code. And then we simply click in our browser and that browser will pop open the code. And that's what we want to do because we want simplicity. We want something that's easy, quick, useful, but simple. So let's do that. And here we go. These are the instructions here. We want to click the file. We want to save the file, name the file budgeting app.html. And then we're going to choose a convenient location, like the desktop or your folder. And then we're going to run the budgeting app. We'll just open that file that ChatGPT told us to open, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so here we are in our Notepad app. This is a blank Notepad app. I opened it. There aren't any files here. And I'm simply going to paste by pressing Control V on Windows. I'm going to paste that file. And this is the code that we got from ChatGPT. Now, based on the instructions ChatGPT gave us, we need to save this code as an HTML code. So let's do that. So we're back on ChatGPT. And as you saw right here, we want to save the file to Windows Notepad. And we're going to save file as, and then we're going to select, when we go down to the drop window, we're going to select all file types, but we're going to name this file right here, budgeting-app.html. That's what it wants us to. And you can name this anything you like, but the important thing is that it must have the .html at the back of it. So I'm going to copy that title. I'm going to go back to the Notepad and I'm going to save it. Okay, so now we're back in Notepad and I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Save As. And then I am going to name the document right here. And as I mentioned, I'm going to pull down this and call it All Files. And we'll paste budgeting-app.html. And then we'll just hit the enter button and we'll save that file. So now our file name is budgeting-app.html. Now let's go and open this file. Then the save file should pop up. So once our save file is there, we're going to click on this to execute the file and let's see what happens. Okay, so here we are. This is our app. Not bad for just typing one prompt and having ChatGPT create something for us. It's a simple budgeting app. It has three main categories: add expense, filter expenses, and your expenses. And in the first category, add expense, or first section, I should say, it has descriptions, amounts, date and time, and then your category. It'll be interesting. We didn't give it any categories. Let's see what it did. We have a section called select your category. Select category here. It has food, transportation, entertainment, utilities, and others. Very good. So it gave us the basic categories that people normally would use. And then we have filter expenses. We have under this tab, we can do today, this week, this month. Very, very good. And then here are the categories again that it gave us: food, transport, entertainment, utilities, and other. And then it has down here a tally area. Well, let's jump in this. Let's say today we went out there and we bought a cup of tea or coffee or whatever drink you prefer. I'll just put tea here. And let's say that cup of tea cost us $4.50. I don't know if that's a reasonable price or not, but that's what we're going to use. And we're going to say we did it today, which is November the 1st, 2024. We're going to select a category that would be food, and we're going to add that expense. And it says, please enter. And wow, this is really good. It has a pop-up area with a built-in error explanation. We didn't ask for that, but it did that. That's pretty good. Please enter a valid value. The two nearest valid values are 4 and 5. So it doesn't want us to put decimal points. So that I see is the first problem. We want to be able to put an amount in dollars that we want, not just, we want fractional dollars as well. So we'll say $4. Add that expense and it costs $4. Let's say we put some gas in our car and it was $35 for the gas. And we did that today as well. And we'll say transport on that one, add expense. And let's say we stopped by the bookstore and we picked up some books to read. So we say books. And let's say those books cost about $20. And we did that today as well. And we're going to add that expense. We'll call that entertainment. and we'll add that expense. And lo and behold, we got our internet bill, and it was $55 for our internet. And we'll put that in here as well. And you can see the process. We just put in our bills and we go here. We say utilities. It's saying today we spent $114. It allows us to delete if we want to make corrections. What I want to do with this, I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. This is a good start, but I think we can make this better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it for a graphing capability. I want to be able to see a pie chart graph of my spending. Okay, so what I did is I went to ChatGPT and I put in the request that we had. I said, please add a graphical interface with pie graphs, line graphs, and bar graph options that will allow me to see the information in different ways. I also noticed that I was not able to place fractional dollars like 450, 275, etc. I want to be able to do this. I also want you to polish the UI, which stands for user interface. It thought for 9 seconds. It went down and it started creating the code. This is the code for the complete enhanced budget app code. Pretty long code. I don't know what this means because I don't know how to code, but ChatGPT does. And here it is. This is the code that it did. Still scrolling. Okay, so that's the end of the code. And then it gives us step-by-step instructions, which is to open the notepad, copy the code, place the code in the notepad, name the code, and make sure it has a .html at the end of the code. Then we're going to go and open that code and let's see what it did. Now, for those of you out there who say, wow, this may be a lot, you're a little overwhelmed by what we're doing here, have no fear. ChatGPT is going to, and the other large language models too, but we're talking about ChatGPT right now. It is going to hold your hand and tell you what it's going to do. So it not only goes through what it did, but it wants us to understand the enhancements it made. It put in the fractional dollar amount, which we requested. It put in the graphical interface, which we requested. It tells us the type of charts we're going to have. And then it tells us how it's polishing the interface. Now, not only that, but it's going to tell you, hey, wait a minute, I want you to understand your data. These are important things I want you to know. Your data is stored locally on your computer. It's device specific, and you need to back it up. Because if you don't back it up, when you close your app, you're going to lose it. Fair enough. It tells you that the app is entirely on your side. There's no encryption of your data. Use it on your personal device only to maintain privacy. This is really well thought out. It's like going to a programmer and having them hold your hand and walking you through the process. It's even better than getting a programmer to do it for you, because then you just get the end product. You're getting an insight into what exactly you need to do with explanation. Now, if you are enjoying what you're seeing right now and you want to see more of this, please leave those comments below. And I want you to please subscribe to this channel if you're getting value from this and you want to see more of these type of hand-on tutorials and explanations of these AI tools. Please like, subscribe, and share. It allows the algorithm to put us in front of more viewers and so that our community can grow. So thank you in advance for doing that. Yeah, go ahead right now. You know it. Stop doing what you're doing and just press that subscribe button, press that share button. I'll be here waiting. I'm not going anywhere. All right. Thank you so much. All right, let's continue. Let's go ahead and copy and paste, and I'll open it. Okay, so this is the code that we're going to copy. Here we are. We're going to copy this code. I'm going to click on it. Copying this code right here. This is the code that ChatGPT wrote for us. And we're going to take this code that we just copied and we're going to put it into our Notepad app on Windows. Okay, here we are in the app with the name we just copied from ChatGPT. We're going to go ahead, go to File, go to Save As. We're going to paste the name, Enhanced Budgeting App, HTML. And like I said, I usually go to all files because I want to make sure it's not going to just be saved as, I want it to be an all file format. I say save. And now what we're going to do is we're going to find this on our computer and we will go ahead and run the file. Wow, what a difference. Here is our enhanced budgeting Uh, it enhanced the UI like we asked. It gave even a subtitle: track your expenses effortlessly and visualize your spending patterns. Wow, I'm impressed. Still has the description, select category amount. It changed the layout a bit. It went ahead and it just made things a little broader, a little nicer. Here are the information we had on it before: the water bill, internet, gives the total expenses. And lo and behold, here is our chart that we asked for. Now, what I don't see is the different. Here it is. It gives the monthly expenses, and it also goes ahead and gives a graphical representation, expense over time. Now, okay, I see what it did here. It's showing how much the prices are costing us as days go on. So we can get a lot of information here from these three graphs. It gives a total for monthly spend. Then here, it just breaks it down by category. I know the wheels are turning. We can turn this where we can select different categories highlighted, but we won't go into that right now. Let's just see if our functionality is still working. I want to see if the monthly, today's expense, this week's expenses. As you see, we have a very good functional app. I'm going to put in some new items. We're going to buy some shoes. And we're going to put this in clothing. Since we don't have clothes, we'll say other. And the shoes, let's see if it takes the fractional amount. The shoes cost us $22.50. And we should be able to add that. We need to fill the date out. And we're going to put this on the 3rd. And we're going to add that expense. Then we're going to buy some fast food. And now we're going to put in the $15 for fast food. Press select. We're going to say that's food. And then that date, we're going to pick the 6th. And we're going to add that expense. And the final one we're going to add is we're going to add gas for the week. And that is going to be $25. Yep. And we add our expense. All right. And we should be seeing that at the bottom. We do. We see something on the 7th, the food we put in, fast food and gas. It did it. And our total went up. Spending by category allows us to see we're spending $107 on other. Food is $74. Our transportation is $60. Our entertainment is $45. And our utilities are $125. And this is our monthly spend for, and here is our spending. All right. I hope you found this video very eye-opening and instructional. The whole idea is to show you what is capable with these apps, these applications. I'm going to stop here. I don't want the video to go on much longer, but obviously, as you play around with this, I want you to try it on your own. I want you to create your own budgeting app. Use this as a template. Some entrepreneurial people out there, you're thinking about, wow, I can turn this into a product that I might be able to sell, or I can turn it into a product that I can add to my business. We can be using this. There are so many things that you can do out there. Just start expanding your mind and think about what is possible now with these tools, what you're capable of creating with these tools. So once again, as always, I want to encourage you to get in there, get your hands dirty, play around with these AI tools. And as always, stay curious. Until next time.